Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters across Africa and beyond, this is Intervlog. I said, this is Intervlog, with a resounding message of praise and admiration.
Donc, on ne peut pas endetter les générations à venir, on ne peut pas faire l'effort de mobiliser près de 7 milliards pour réaliser le barrage en amont, pour mobiliser 10 millions de mètres cubes d'eau, pour rendre le périmètre exploitable dans son entièreté et avoir la possibilité de faire une extension de plus de 200 hectares et que vous venez prendre le travail et dormir à Bobo.
We raise our voices today in celebration, in awe, and in pure African pride. The name on our lips? Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the hero of Burkina Faso, the visionary of the Sahel, the defender of food sovereignty, the Nile of our generation. Yes, you heard that right. Captain Traoré has just inscribed his name in the golden scrolls of African leadership with a project that mirrors the legendary irrigation canals of Egypt. A canal, yes, a mighty canal, is being constructed under his leadership to breathe life into the fertile plains of Bama in Houet province, Hauts-Bassins region. This is not just a construction project. This is a revolution in agriculture, a masterstroke of irrigation engineering, a symbol of hope for millions. Brothers and sisters, let us take a moment to realize what is happening under this great leader. As the world scrambles for food security and sustainable development, Captain Ibrahim Traoré is already several steps ahead. He has ordered the rehabilitation and modernization of the Bama irrigated plain, a place that has long been the economic heart of the Bama commune. And what's more, he's doing it with the same resolve and grandeur that the ancient pharaohs employed to tame the Nile. Egypt had the Nile. Burkina Faso now has Traoré'S Canal. This canal is not just any ordinary channel. It's part of a monumental transformation under the West Africa Food System Resilience Program, Burkina Faso Component. It covers 1,260 hectares for rice cultivation and 70 hectares for vegetable farming in the fertile Ku Valley. Can you imagine the potential? Thousands of families will eat because of this canal. Children will go to school with full stomachs. Farmers will sing again in the fields. Intervlog salutes Commander Ismaël Sombié, the fearless Minister of State for Agriculture, who officially launched this historic work on April 11th, 2025. But we all know whose brainchild this is. President Ibrahim Traoré, the guardian of Burkina Faso's future. He saw the advanced state of degradation over 75% in the old irrigation system. And he said, enough is enough. We will not patch the old. We will build anew. Now let's pause and reflect. What does it mean to modernize agriculture in a landlocked country like Burkina Faso? It means refusing to accept dependency. It means rejecting the limitations imposed by climate, colonial legacies, and global economic pressures. President Traoré is rewriting the rules. With this Bama irrigation canal, he's turning dry land into green gold. Modern irrigation is the future, and President Traoré knows it. He didn't just approve canal rehabilitation. He envisioned a complete modernization, motorized equipment, short-cycle seed varieties, tailored fertilizers, and land leveling for full irrigation. This is not the Burkina Faso of yesterday. This is the Burkina Faso of tomorrow, rising from the soil like a phoenix. This is how great nations are built. With vision, with boldness, with soil and sweat. Intervlog is amazed by the speed, the clarity, and the purpose driving this project. President Traoré has committed to an 8-month deadline, strict, non-negotiable. And in his own words, Mortan, non warda, not a single second more. This isn't political talk, this is action. This is a blueprint for results. When leaders move like this, the people trust again, they rise again, they believe again. Let's also not forget the human element. During this rehabilitation period, farmers have had to suspend their activities temporarily. But Captain Traoré, true to his compassionate leadership, has not left them in distress. He immediately put in place two major support measures. One, the construction of 8 brand new storage warehouses, each with a capacity of 250 tons and a lifespan of 100 years. Yes, 100 years. That's not just thinking about now, that's securing generations. 2, the establishment of 8 autonomous water stations with boreholes already completed. This is not talk, this is delivery. This is caring for people in real time. The magnitude of this initiative shows that this is not just about building a canal. It's about building a future. This is about building food security. This is about economic sovereignty. This is about dignity. Let us remind the world, Burkina Faso is doing this with its own funds. No debt chains, no foreign handcuffs. Over 8.3 billion CFA francs are going into the Bama Plain project. And if that wasn't enough, Captain Traoré is also building a dam near Diaradogo to fill the water gap that has limited year-round production. Another 7 billion CFA francs from the national budget? When last did we see such bold, homegrown leadership in Africa? This dam isn't just to maintain the current farmlands. No, it is also to extend farming activities by more than 200 hectares. That's more land, more crops, more hope. This means 3 production cycles a year. Not 1, not 2. 3! That's food sovereignty in motion. To all African presidents, Intervlog says, take notes. Captain Traoré is showing the way. He is teaching us that independence is not just political. It is agricultural. It is economic. It is environmental. He's proving that with political will, African nations can produce their own food, irrigate their own land, and empower their own people. He's proving that with commitment, we don't need to import food, while our own lands lie fallow. Intervlog calls on Nigeria, Mali, Senegal, Chad, Ghana, and beyond. Follow the Burkina Faso model. Let this Bama Canal be your blueprint. If we can reclaim the Sahel, if we can green our lands, then we can feed our people and end poverty, and usher in an African century. Now imagine the ripple effect of this initiative. Markets will boom, schools will be fed, youth will find employment, migration will reduce, dignity will return, peace will prevail. All of this because one man decided to dig a canal. One man decided to invest in irrigation. One man decided to build, not beg. This is the beginning of a green revolution in Burkina Faso, and it is being led by a revolutionary himself, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the man who took charge of a nation in transition, the man who looked the world in the face and said, "We will rise on our own terms." Intervlog salutes the farmers of Bama. Your patience is noble. Your courage is inspiring, and your future is bright. You are the seeds of the new Burkina Faso. You are the backbone of this agro-industrial revolution. To the engineers, the workers, the planners, thank you. To the coordinators of the West Africa Food System Resilience Program, merci infiniment. To Minister Ismaël Sombié, keep going. You are doing a great job, but above all, to Captain Ibrahim Traoré, we say, Africa thanks you. You are not only building a canal, you are building a legacy. You are watering the dreams of our ancestors. You are irrigating the soil of sovereignty. You are feeding the fire of freedom. The Bama Canal will become a symbol, a monument, a legacy that generations will study. It will be mentioned in history books. It will be cited in documentaries. And it will be remembered by every farmer whose hands touch the soil and harvests the fruits of your vision. Burkina Faso, you are blessed. Africa, you are awakening. And to all those watching this video, we say, don't just watch, act. Share this story. Celebrate this leader. Demand this model. Because irrigation is liberation. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Stay tuned as we continue to follow the progress of this historic project. Like, comment, and share this video if you believe in a self-sufficient Africa. Let the canal flow. Let the seeds grow. Let the dream live. Captain Traoré, we are with you. From Ouagadougou to Cairo, from Bama to Bamako, from Lagos to Addis Ababa, we echo one name: Traoré, Traoré, Traoré. And as we say in Africa, when the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. The Bama Canal is deep. The roots of this revolution are deep, so let the winds blow. We shall stand. Long live Burkina Faso. Long live African farmers. Long live President Ibrahim Traoré. Intervlog, where Africa speaks and the world listens. Stay with us. More updates coming soon from the front line of Africa's agricultural and industrial renaissance. Burkina Faso. Commander Ismaël Sombié launches rehabilitation and modernization work on the Bama irrigated plain. The Minister of State for Agriculture, Commander Ismaël Sombié, presided over the launch of rehabilitation and modernization work on the Bama irrigated plain in Houet province, Hauts-Bassins region, this Friday, April 11th, 2025. This work is part of the West Africa Food System Resilience Program, Burkina Faso Component, PRSA-BF. This economic lung of the commune of Bama comprises two areas: an area of 1,260 hectares intended for rice cultivation and an area of 70 hectares reserved for market gardening in the Koo Valley. Scheduled to be completed within 8 months, the work will involve rehabilitating the plain's irrigation system, its internal traffic lanes, and its crossing structures. We were able to observe during the studies that all the irrigation networks, in particular the supply canal and the secondary canals, are in an advanced state of degradation, estimated at more than 75%. Hence, precisely, the need to redo everything, explained Salif Tentika, coordinator of the Food System Resilience Program in West Africa, Burkina Faso Component, PRSA-BF. Furthermore, some parts of the plain are not being used due to their rugged terrain. Therefore, it is planned to level the land in order to obtain a flat, arable surface which can be irrigated and used in addition to the areas already in use. Regarding the modernization of the plain, the Director General of PRSA specified that the future exploitation of this space must meet the requirements of modern agriculture. This modernization involves the use of motorized equipment that will allow us to move faster and work the soil in depth. It also involves the adoption of more suitable and short-cycle crop varieties. In addition, we will need to use fertilizers adapted to the nature of our soils. The excessive use of inappropriate fertilizers has ended up impoverishing our land, he said. To ensure the smooth running of the work, operators have been asked to suspend their activities for about 5 months. At times, it was necessary to be firm with certain people, so that all producers were on an equal footing regarding the measure to suspend work, confided the president of the Bama Special Delegation, Philippe Bayet. In order to offset the impact of this suspension of activities, the Minister of State for Agriculture has instructed the implementation of 2 measures for the benefit of affected producers. The first concerns the construction of 8 storage warehouses with a capacity of 250 tons each, made of prefabricated materials and with an estimated lifespan of 100 years. The second concerns the construction of 8 autonomous water stations equipped with boreholes. This last measure has already been completed. Furthermore, the Bama PDS drew attention to the vital importance of this plain for the commune. Almost all economic activity revolves around speculations produced on the plain. Its rehabilitation, therefore, represents great hope for thousands of producers, he declared. The total cost of this work amounts to 8,365,297,485 CFA francs. As previously announced, it must be completed within 8 months, i.e., by November 2025. On this subject, the Minister of State insisted on being firm with the companies in charge of the work regarding strict adherence to deadlines. We will not add a single second to the 8 months. I mean, not a single second. Plan your work so that you can work even during the rainy season. I have already done my calculations. At the end of November 2025, I will return here to inaugurate, he insisted. For his part, the customary chief of Bama called on the affected producers to remain united and supportive in order to fully support this development initiative. It should be noted that the objective of the development and modernization of this area is to ensure 3 productions per year, as required by the terms of the Agro-Pastoral and Fishing Offensive. However, the fact remains that this plain has a gap of cubic meters preventing production all year round. To remedy this, the head of state has instructed the construction of a dam near Diaradougou in the commune of Bama. This construction will cost more than 7 billion CFA francs, which will be mobilized by the state budget. With the construction of this dam, an extension of more than 200 hectares will also be carried out in addition to what will be rehabilitated, explained the PRSA-BF coordinator. The strategic importance of modern irrigation canals for Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa, has been facing numerous challenges in agriculture, food security, and sustainable development due to climate change, erratic rainfall patterns, and water scarcity. However, as the country moves towards sovereignty and industrial self-sufficiency under visionary leadership, the need for a revolution in water management and agriculture has never been more urgent. One of the most transformative steps Burkina Faso could take is the development of modern irrigation canals, akin to the sophisticated Nile irrigation system in Egypt. These canals would not only improve water distribution for agricultural use, but also significantly boost productivity, empower rural communities, and ensure year-round food production. This article explores in detail why Burkina Faso needs modern irrigation canals, drawing lessons from Egypt's experience with the Nile. It examines the agricultural, economic, environmental, and social benefits of such infrastructure and argues that it is a critical step toward achieving food security, climate resilience, and rural development. Burkina Faso has vast expanses of fertile arable land, especially in regions like the Banzon Plains, Samandani, Solenzo, and the Suru Valley. However, due to unreliable rainfall and minimal irrigation infrastructure, much of this land remains underutilized. With over 80% of the population engaged in agriculture, the lack of efficient irrigation is a missed opportunity to transform the nation's economy. Egypt's success in turning desert lands into green fields through Nile-fed irrigation canals provides a compelling model. The Nile Delta and Valley are testaments to what strategic water management can achieve. With a similarly structured irrigation canal system, Burkina Faso could transform its semi-arid zones into breadbaskets, much like how Egypt has maximized the use of every drop of Nile water. Located in the heart of the Sahel, Burkina Faso faces increasing threats from desertification and land degradation. Rain-fed agriculture is no longer reliable due to climate change. A canal-based irrigation system would allow farmers to adapt to these changes by accessing controlled and continuous water supplies, reducing dependence on erratic rainfall. Egypt has used irrigation canals to reclaim desert areas for farming. A similar approach in Burkina Faso could revive degraded lands in the north and center-north regions, where farming has become nearly impossible. This would increase agricultural acreage, reduce rural migration, and promote land restoration. Currently, agriculture in Burkina Faso is seasonal, with the bulk of production occurring during the short, rainy season. After the harvest, most fields remain fallow due to the absence of irrigation. This leads to food shortages and price volatility. Modern irrigation canals would enable multiple cropping seasons, allowing farmers to grow food throughout the year. Just as Egypt achieves 3 harvests per year in some areas thanks to Nile irrigation, Burkina Faso could adopt a similar strategy and triple its agricultural output. Burkina Faso imports a significant amount of rice, wheat, and processed foods, draining foreign exchange and exposing the country to global supply shocks. With irrigation canals like those along the Nile, Burkina Faso could expand the cultivation of rice, vegetables, maize, wheat, and cash crops, drastically reducing its dependency on food imports. This would enhance sovereignty, economic resilience, and national pride in made in Burkina Faso products. Most farmers in Burkina Faso are subsistence farmers. Irrigation would allow them to transition into commercial agriculture, increasing their incomes and living standards. The construction of a canal network would create thousands of jobs, from engineering and construction to maintenance and water management. This aligns with the government's objective of reducing youth unemployment and providing sustainable livelihoods. Long live the land of integrity. Long live the farmers. Long live President Ibrahim Traoré, the champion of Burkina Faso's agricultural revolution. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.